think the best way to be successful with these appointments, one, right off the bat, you have to explain who you are and what you do, right? You need to build some immediate trust. A lot of times the person on the other side of the phone might be a little suspicious, and you want to, let them know that, you're a specialist, retirement specialist that can help them to navigate retirement, not just with their employment, but also everything in general. I think you need to, really solidify that right from the beginning, because a lot of people might think that you're one of their HR contacts, right? So you want to make sure you nail that down right off the bat, but then also being open to many different things that you can offer these people. You definitely want to be a resource, and you want to make sure that you are well versed in the retirement plan with the state that you're working with, or if you're working federal, you want to make sure that you become an expert in that, because there's going to be a lot of questions. The more you know about their program of the people you're speaking to, the more trust you're going to get, and the better you're going to be able to help them. So you want to make sure that you use all resources possible, to become an expert in the plans of the people that you're working with. But then, don't just focus on one thing. If you think that you're just going to work with these people and find a bunch of annuity opportunities, that may or may not happen, right? A lot of times you may speak to people that are still 30 years, 20 years, 10 years from retirement, and they don't have access to moving their funds. Where you may be able to help them is old retirement plans, or something that a lot of people don't even think about is finding out what their spouse does, and working with them directly on finding solutions for the spouse. That's something that I've been very successful with is, maybe you can't help this person, but their spouse has an old 401k or an old 403b or something like that, or they might have just retired. So you definitely want to make sure you cover all the bases. Let the people know that you're a professional and you can help them many different ways. Next would also be, anything else that you can help them with. Life insurance, don't overlook that. A lot of people that I speak with, they only have a minimum amount of insurance that their employer gives them, $25,000 or $50,000, and that's all they have. Especially with younger people, we talk to them a lot about tax-free retirement, utilizing an IUL as a tool for tax-free retirement. Or if you're securities licensed, you can talk to them about, IRAs or Roth IRAs that they can do outside of work. And then one of the things that I do, and, I'm not sure if everybody knows a lot about this, but one of the things that I've gotten a lot of business from these appointments is something called infinite banking, helping people to build wealth through insurance, but also using it as a tool to eliminate debt. A lot of people that I meet, one of the things that's stopping them from retiring or stopping them from being able to put money into retirement is they're overwhelmed with debt. And if you can help them with a plan to eliminate their mortgage, car loans, student loans, credit cards, their life will be a lot better in retirement. So that's something that I do a lot of, using the infinite banking concept. So definitely having an open mind to be able to help with as many things possible, building trust with these people, and digging as deep as you possibly can, getting as much information from them as you can so that you can find a place to help them. That's how you're going to be successful with these appointments.